welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL, and today we have another pattern that it's just one of these ones I just thought was really interesting. I like the dark squares and stuff. It's number 70127 on friendshipbracelets.net. And I'm just going to copy this part of the pattern here. It's Control C to copy it and Control V to paste it. And I'm going to rotate this 90 degrees. And then I'm going to use this one. This is the scale tool. It allows me to make it larger. And then I'm going to put it on its own layer. That way I can do this. I can just kind of shift it on over to the side. Let's put it up a little higher. So I don't know if it was mostly the color that got me, or I kind of liked how the sides were like this. This to me seems like it would be a really cool pattern for bigger things like a bag, or for, just stuff where you at least double it because of the way that the sides obviously make the same shape as what's in the middle. I think that's kind of neat. Obviously, if you've been here before, you know that I don't use white when filling in case we need to do some kind of massive stuff where we use the tool over here, the select by color, because then it picks up on the background. So I'm going to use this gray, and we're going to start. Okay, I think to make this easier for myself, I am going to give myself a guideline right down the middle. So you come over to where the ruler is, and you just sort of slide over like this. And that's how you get your guidelines. And if I'm really clever, which I am, I got it right smack dab in the middle, which means we can actually concentrate on just 1/4 of this thing as opposed to filling it all in. I'm going to fill in the design, but then when it comes to the underlying strings and stuff, I'll just fill in 1/4. It'll speed this up because this is 11 strings on either side. So that's what, 22 strings in all, which is kind of big. Kind of big. All right, so we have one white one in the center, and then, well, I guess it would make more sense to do this red. Do we want to just take the red? Sure, why not? So that's the little square there, and then it kind of comes over and does a square on the side this way, one this way, and one on top. So that's easy peasy. So now we can fill in the whites a little bit easier. It's kind of the white is where the red isn't. I'm not sure how much of a difference we're going to make on this, because I mean, if this matched up to perfectly fit inside of here, I might just let it go and not give it a hard time or change much. But if it doesn't, then yeah, we might play around with it a little bit, see what happens. Okay, so this is the darker color. Now, I have never made this before, but just looking at it, I can tell you one thing. This color goes sweepingly all the way across, back and forth, and it doesn't stop. This color is used all the time. And that means that when you are cutting your strings, this is the one that you probably need to be the most concerned with, because out of them, it is the one that is absolutely the most likely to run out. So yeah, that's just a thing. Yeah, see, it's going to end weird. I don't know. We could end up with chevrons. We could end up with a bunch of different stuff, I suspect. But this is going to basically that we have enough room that there'll be 3 of these diamonds, right? Because there's one here, one smack dab in the middle, and then one below that. So, yeah, we'll have to see how the colors line up here to determine kind of what we can do with it. So, all right, let's get back to filling this stuff in. So it's white around the outsides. Again, if you just kind of concentrate on the easy stuff, the rest of it sort of just kind of falls into place. So that's kind of nice. So we know that there's like the diamond on the side, and then this sort of comes out. This doesn't strike me as a super difficult one, but this is, this is a little bit more advanced. It's going to have a lot of the strings are just going to be going straight across, but I suspect that there are some zigzag knots, the right lefts and the left rights. Whoops. Got to put the white ones in first. But no, this is going to have some stuff to it, and keeping track of it is obviously, this one is a little bit more intense than a lot of the other stuff we've been making. But I mean, my channel isn't about just doing what's easy. It's about, being creative and trying new things. And this pattern just kind of struck me as something that was interesting and fun. So yeah, wanted to give it a shot. So the app I'm using is Gimp, in case you're wondering. And what I'm filling in, this graph paper, this came from my website, aka AWOL.com. And this was the 11 string PDF. And it's 11 strings if you are counting how many you are sending into your loop. I double up my strings, so I will have 22 strands, which will make for a very interesting kumi in the loop, which kind of excited about. I don't know what's going to happen because of the fact that there'll be only 2 strands of this darker color. I don't know. I just think that's kind of interesting. So, all right, now at this point, I need to just work out what's going on with the strings underneath. And that way we can figure out what we can do with this up here. So let's kind of start down here. We know that this is obviously one of the whites. I suspect that just goes straight. We know, like, if we just follow like these long straight rows, that's obviously it's a string doing it. Get them out of the way. The rest of the stuff will be a little bit easier to spot where the string is coming from and going to, and whether or not we have to change directions in order to achieve it. So, and the fact that this thing is kind of ending soon, as opposed to going right up to the end, might be a good thing. It might help with the fact that, the string was used a whole lot. So yeah, that's potentially really good. Yeah, so when doing stuff like this, it's hard to necessarily know if you've got it right. This obviously doesn't come out and go this way. I'm gonna guess it had to come like this. That's interesting. So let's say this white came out that way. Mind you, we could kind of look and get a little bit of an idea of what was going on from the original pattern. If you were really hung up with this and couldn't figure out what was going on, that's absolutely a something to try. So that's interesting. So that one just kind of came out right through there. Let's bring this one the other direction, see where it goes. Because there's obviously this very long row right here. I guess that has to come this way. It does solve for a lot of the little ones like this here in the middle. And that there. So that's cool. Like there's so many different directions you can potentially go. Okay, I can go this way with the white, which will take care of this. So it's really interesting to me. I don't know if you guys get the same kind of reactions when you're trying to make a pattern as what I get, but it's like, wow, that's a thing. That's, yeah, okay, awesome. All right, so let's play around with some of these reds. This one comes this way. A little bothered by the edge in the way all of these move inwards. It seems we've kind of ran into a few patterns here recently that do that same sort of thing. This is obviously a red. So yeah, you can kind of work these out from kind of either direction. From the top down or from the bottom going up. So yeah, that's that. And then we obviously have one over here. I don't know if this is the last one, if this means this solves for the rest. It kind of looks like it does, right? Like everything else. Seems to have worked out. So yeah, that's 2 whites right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 reds. Let's take a look over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, half of that would be, yeah. So that adds up with what they had. And then I guess that means these 2 strings here will both be the whites. Interesting. And then this is the other one. So yeah, I wanted to get all of the colors in first so we could kind of get a view of what was happening up here. So we have 2 whites at this point. So obviously you have to have a white knot. You can't, it doesn't work any other way. You have to. Since we've had the white as the outer border, let's go ahead and keep that as sort of a thing, right? So this is just a white row right here. Oops. So that one's a white, that one's a white, that one is, and that one is. And that makes this a red, 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 and red. We could take a bit of the inspiration from yesterday's bracelet and run this red going out towards the middle here, like that. And obviously anytime it's red over red, it has to be, but we can do that, right? And that means that we just bring these whites over the top of them like that. And this red will come out this way. Then we box them all in with the whites again. Is this like a cheap way of doing it? I don't know. I kind of feel like at least it's not just doing a chevron. It gives it a little bit more character, makes it a little bit interesting. Because one of the big things is, you know, you want your bracelets to stand out. You want it to be fun and eye-catchy. If you're selling bracelets and stuff, You want the customer to see it and go, wow, I haven't seen anything like that before. I want to buy your bracelet. And I think this definitely gives it that sort of a really kind of different thing going on. So let's see, this red comes out up, whoops, up here. That's a white. Yeah, this is going to use quite a bit of floss. I need what? Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. It's 12. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. I'll need like 4 skeins of floss just for the white. So when it comes to actually picking the colors for this, it might come down to what do I have 4 skeins that match. Because that's sometimes a thing. That's really a thing, you know. I don't just run out to a store to go buy more floss when I run out. So that is what it is. All right, so I can make our other layer disappear because we don't need that anymore. And now I'm going to take this top quarter right there, Control C, Control V, and then I'm going to flip it horizontally. So basically I copied and pasted our little area, and so it's sitting on top. I flip it around and move it over to the other side, and it actually helps us to complete all of this. And we anchor that down. And then we do the same thing again. I realize that a lot of my other videos, like I kind of don't really explain what I'm doing. Okay, so this is Control C, Control V, copy, paste. And I kind of wanted to like let you know just in case you're confused by some of this. So yeah, so basically it created another layer that matched what we already had. And then I can bring it down here. Whoops. Kind of zoomed past it and just kind of get this lined up and anchor it. And this is our creation. That looks pretty darn cool if you ask me. So yeah, like I said, you get the 3 down the middle, you get a couple off to the sides, and then you get this really interesting sort of a dotted effect up at the top. So there you have it. We made a pattern today. Yeah, I like it. All right, guys. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you to my Patreon supporters who make all of this stuff possible. I can't do it without them. I am kind of looking forward to making this one. This is going to be kind of fun. It's probably going to take a little bit longer. It's more strings. It's a lot bigger. It's going to be a real interesting kumi as well. So yeah, there's something to look forward to. And yeah, as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.